Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
It's a real pleasure and a privilege to be here tonight. Who would ever thought that Ohio would be having earthquakes, much less having right here in Youngstown? So I was out visiting family in California over New Year's, and so I was in an area where you expect to have earthquakes, and then my phone started going crazy on New Year's Eve, sometime in the afternoon. So we're out there. It was in the late morning. So I still managed the vacation. I just spent a good amount of time corresponding with things back home here. What I'd like, can everybody hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. What I'd like to do this evening is just give you a presentation that touches on these three different topics up here. Ultimately, we'll talk about Class 2 injection and earthquakes, but I think to really set the stage for why we have Class 2 injection here in the state of Ohio, we need to say a little bit about the oil and gas industry, because that's really at the heart of the whole thing. I'd also like to mention that the information I'm going to present to you, I do it in a very balanced format. I don't take sides with the oil industry. I don't take sides with environmental extreme groups. I just try to present information that is out there. Most of it is publicly available information. And so I hope that you'll appreciate that. I consider myself, along with my wife Linda, sitting up here in the front row, to be environmentalists. We have a nice 20-acre slice of paradise down in Columbiana County. And on that land we built a green construction home. We have a forestry management program where we're populating the fields with nut trees. And we also have a destructive wetland to handle some of the groundwater, or excuse me, some of the surface water that's been tainted by agricultural activities. I'm also working on a baseline groundwater monitoring program for the village of Garrettsville that's based entirely on drilling activity. Garrettsville is located in the upper part of Geauga County, and Portage County, right by the Geauga County border, and they're receiving a lot of drilling activity. And so I was asked to contribute up there. So my background is in oil and gas, but it's even more so in environmental fields, particularly water-related things. So I think I'm pretty well qualified to talk about some of the issues here. First of all, I'm sure everybody's familiar with the fact that Ohio's been producing oil and gas for some time. It goes back to the 1860s when the first well was drilled. That was 1 year after the Drake well in Pennsylvania. This map up here, which is a little bit washed out, I apologize for that, but if you look at the map, you can see that eastern Ohio is covered by shades of red and green. The red represents natural gas production, the green represents oil production. So the majority of Ohio's oil and gas production is in the east. These fields out here, these were some of the very early fields, the Finley-Lima trend, which gave rise to Standard Oil of America and Marathon Oil Company. That's why Marathon Oil still has its headquarters out there. So with the oil and gas in Ohio, one thing you have to be aware is that there's many horizons or levels within the sedimentary rock. From the most shallow layers, which would be the coal beds that are right underneath us, down to the deepest and oldest sedimentary rocks, which are right around 550 million years old. Throughout that entire section, there's the potential for oil and gas production. And so on this chart up here, I've just